So I've been asked a couple of times, why was I so open and willing to try this new product that was still in the lab? And I thought that was a story worth sharing because it's pretty cool in regards to New Earth and their impact. So about a year, maybe over more than that, about a year and a half almost prior to the meeting that led to me asking about what they had coming new as products, I was approached by a friend of mine that was working with New Earth, and I had just completed a personal challenge in which I wanted to get in the best shape of my life. I thought I could, in 60 days, get back down if I was a maniac about it and did everything right, worked like a maniac, ate right, supplements, that whole thing. I could get back down to high school fitness, which was below 10%. And I thought I could do it in 60 days. Well, it didn't happen in 60 days, didn't happen in 90 days, didn't happen in 180 days. It actually took almost 6 months, but I did it. And I was um, I was in really, really good shape. And there are pictures up there out there on that big transformation took place. But then when my friend saw that how dedicated I was, and he knew that how serious I was taking this project, which took me a very long time. I was approaching 50 years old, so it was hard to do. It's much harder than I thought. Um, but I was very serious about trying to get in good shape. So I was actually not only was I pushing myself to the limit on a regular basis, I was tracking all of my workouts and performance and results. So along comes my friend after he introduces me to this company, and he said, "You know what? You should really try some of their products." And I just wasn't interested. I just really did not want to do that. And the reason I didn't want to do it is because I was in great shape. I was already taking supplements. I was already eating very clean. And the chances of me being able to feel the effect of any supplement, even a good one, was minimal. And I didn't want to burst this bubble. I didn't want him to think because nothing happened to me, they did not have good products. Because they could have excellent products and nothing, and I not be able to feel anything given the level of fitness I was in when he approached me. So he kept after me, and I finally said, "Fine, I'll do it." And I committed to trying the product for a few weeks, a month or so, and it was specifically around recovery. There's a product called Rebound, and it's phenomenal. But here's what happened. So on a weekly basis, my routine was to get up in the morning. I go lift weights and work out in the gym in the morning. I worked all day, 8 hour, 9 hour, or longer day. And then after work, I would go take my martial arts, Krav Maga. And I would literally go take as many classes as I could before I gave out. My body cramped up. So, and I would go to these classes fatigued from the morning workout, right? So it was a big physical challenge. I was primarily doing this crazy thing to get into really good shape. So routinely, I would hit the wall, so to speak, on Wednesday night in about the second out of four available classes, I think it was. So by Wednesday night, I could anticipate my body would cramp. I would start to get cramps. And to try to counterbalance these cramps, I used to I tried to overhydrate, stay super hydrated. I made sure I had a bunch of electrolytes. I took Gatorade. I even took magnesium and potassium. I did all these different things to try to keep my body from cramping, but inevitably, around Wednesday night in one of those night classes, my body would cramp, and in some cases, I would have to kind of walk off mid-class because it just got too uncomfortable, right? I couldn't deal with it. So then I started taking these products, and what I realized is that the wall, my this period where my body would just fatigue, hit the wall, it moved from Wednesday to Thursday. And then in a couple of days, it went from Thursday to Friday. And I realized that something was going on. It was definitely aiding my recovery. And I thought this was pretty impressive. But then over a couple of weeks, the waters went away completely. And it got to the point after a few weeks where, regardless of how hard I worked out, if you work out a muscle group really hard, like if you work out your arms really hard, you know how like the next day, the following day, or the day after, the second day, your arms really sore? I mean, that's normal, right? Well, doing this process of doing me testing this product, regardless of how hard I worked out any muscle group, I would take it all the way fair. I mean, I was working out very, very hard. If you could erase my memory and have me wake up the next day and then ask me what did I work out on the day before, I couldn't tell you. I got to the point where, regardless of how hard I pushed my body, regardless of how hard I did my workout, there was no pain, actually, none of the soreness associated with working out hard the following day. And it was to the point where I probably could not have told you what I worked out on. So that's when I realized, so that was over 2 years ago, maybe over 2.5 years ago, when I was first introduced to New Earth product line. And then I knew this company was about doing something. They had something. There was something different about their products. The fact that I could actually feel that effect. I was actually blown away by it, and that's what opened up my mind to kind of get to know the company. And this was in the early stages of me getting to know this company, and that started very very long ago. The relationship or my awareness of a company that led to me getting to know the leadership owners of this company and us building a relationship. Um, I was candid though. I told him, that the only way I think I really knew how good that product was because I was doing two things that most people don't do. And I was giving this to him as bad news, right? And I said, one is I was literally pushing myself to the limit on a weekly basis because of this challenge thing I was getting in, trying to get in all this great shape. And two, I was tracking my output, tracking my results. So it's only because I was doing those two things that I think I realized just how astonishing that rebound product is. But that's why after that, and especially when I realized it was no drugs, no chemicals, it was just kind of superfood. Really, we know that what New Earth is about. Then I became a big fan and very open-minded to whatever they were working on. So that's why I was so open, a year and a half later when I asked them what they were working on in the lab, and they said they had this new product that wasn't even named back then. I was totally open to trying it, and I'm so glad I did because BioAgile is, in my opinion, even more exciting than the products that got me to take a look and to take them serious.